Bulletcast for life. Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise! Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the... Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case you don't, I'm a 24-year-old piece of gold, the messiah of the microphone of the greatest sports recreational podcast on the world today. And after what happened at this week's presidential debate, maybe I should be the moderator for that too. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll have to hit a Big Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I would never do this alone. He's my tag team partner, the Jim to my J, the Totem on, the Stevie Ray to my Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the award-winning Under the Radar, host and creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, my smoke detector's biggest enemy, the nine-time Bulletcast champion, Brandon Tanguma. How you doing, BT?
Phillip, I'm doing just fine. A little nervous. I had to start the podcast a little earlier today because my Oakland Athletics have a decisive Game 3 to play today during our normal schedule time. Right now, Mr. X's Reds are on the television, so hopefully to you, Mr. X, they pull through and they can have their own Game 3. But anyways, I'm nervous. I'm a little excited, but we'll get through this. We'll get through this, Phillip. I'm
seeing these NBA Finals. What happened to my Raptors, dude?
They've been gone. But my Heat are in the finals, and then everyone just decides to get injured. That's fun.
I mean, I blame it on the pandemic. We weren't equipped for what was going to happen. We'll be back next year. It's okay. It's okay. This Sunday, I'll bring a championship back to Toronto. It's all right. It's all right. But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we're gonna talk some professional wrestling. That's what we do here. That's what we've done here for the past 190 weeks. So with that being said, here we go. Kurt Angle's Broken Skull Sessions. Give me a hell yeah. It was on the WWE.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Perfect. It was on the WWE Network after, Clash of Champions, Gold Rush, this past Sunday. There was a lot of good stuff that happened. Kurt talked about, winning the Olympics, the stuff that happened at the Foxcatcher camp in 96 with Dave Schultz and John DuPont. Talked about it coming into WWE, winning the title within 10 months, his rivalries with Rock and Austin, the stuff with Eddie, and probably his favorite WWE match, favorite match of his career, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Broken Skull Sessions with the Olympic gold medalist?
Well, Phillip, I definitely did watch this. I thought that it was a great conversation between two good brothers. They have a long, lengthy history together, so obviously they had a lot of stuff to talk about. And Kurt Angle, one of those guys who maybe, doesn't do too many interviews and does too many, those in-depth things. So it was kind of nice to see him and Stone Cold break it down like DX.
How'd you like the ending? It
was a beautiful ending. They cracked, Stone Cold cracked his beer and Kurt Angle cracked his milk.
There was no milk involved.
Damn it, I thought that was a good guess.
They sang Jimmy Crack Corn. Come on, man.
That was in the preview. I probably should have. I assume that would have been like in the middle.
It was all good fun. It was all good fun. We're gonna get to some Kurt Angle later on in the show, but outside of the ring, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson set to appear on Impact Wrestling. He will be giving a video message introducing or inducting Ken Shamrock into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. You ever think you'd see The Rock on TNA?
Absolutely not. But, shout out to The Rock. That just shows what kind of power that he has. The Rock can do literally whatever the hell he wants, and he's probably not going to get blackballed from WWE. He can show up at AEW, and he could wrestle there for like a year, and I'm pretty sure Vince and them would want him to come back just because of how big of a star he is.
That's quite possibly very interesting. I'd love to see that. All right, Jerry the King Lawler celebrates his 50th year wrestling anniversary. Stars were there like Jim Ross. Road Warrior Animal was supposed to be there, but he unfortunately passed away last week. Social distance was in effect. People wore masks. I haven't heard any cases of the Rona being caught there, so sounds like it worked out for everybody.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, definitely one of the greatest talkers of all time. And next week we have Chris Jericho's 30th anniversary coming up, so why not have a 50th anniversary?
Absolutely, 50 years. That's a very long time. Congratulations, Jerry Lawler. Russell, when it's not a pandemic era, he wrestles about 100 matches a year. That's very impressive for a man his age.
Maybe shouldn't be wrestling because the man did have a heart attack, a serious heart attack, by the way. But
Yeah.
if the doctor says it's okay and he's fine doing it, then you do you, boo. I guess.
I'm pretty sure they're all just walking brawls. Nothing too extravagant
I mean,
going on.
that's what he was doing 40 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. 50 years ago, he was putting on technical classics.
He was giving people Hurricane Rana enchiladas with double cheese and no onions.
Yes, sir. Ryback says the world will be better once Vince McMahon is dead. Kind of sounds like the CM Punk pipe bomb. Yeah. You don't say things like that, man. You don't wish death on people. That's not cool. It's not good. And somebody's still bitter about his time in WWE, dude. It was like 5 years ago. Get over it.
I'll be honest, I don't really pay too much attention to the Ryback, so him saying this doesn't really surprise me. But I do agree with you. As much as you might not like Vince or not like his creative direction during your time or during the time right now, you shouldn't be doing that. Just say it'll be better when he's not in control. You can put two and two together because let's be honest, unless Vince has like some crippling like disease or something that like he can't do anything, he's gonna die in the Booker chair.
Oh no, dude! 10 years from now, he's gonna be like Futurama. He's gonna be a head in a jar, still running the damn thing.
He's gonna be like Walt Disney. He's gonna be frozen, and we're gonna think he's gone. But then WrestleMania 50, he's gonna come out of like a coffin, like the Undertaker, and then we're back to business, baby.
Is that true? Does that really happen?
Of course it does.
Do
Walt
we have
Disney's
that?
frozen.
We have that kind of technology?
We had that kind of technology back in the 60s when Walt Disney died, or 70s. I forget when he died. Early
If
70s?
if this is true, I might have to get frozen. Oh Jesus. Oh my, that's interesting. Joey Ryan, do you remember that guy? He his career kind of ended because of sexual assault allegations. Yeah, he's actually suing his accusers now.
For how much?
They didn't disclose that, but he's suing each and every one of them, and there were like 12, 15, 20 of them.
I have
Wow.
seen that it was up to $15 million in total.
Oh, gee, that's a lot of cheddar. That is a lot of cheddar.
Yes, that is a lot of cheddar. And that is not a good look. I don't care, how guilty he technically is. I mean, I think there was definitely some wrongdoing and some sexual I'm trying to do a big word and I completely
Sexual misdeviancy.
boom.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So I mean, yeah, it is just definitely not a good look. No matter how guilty he is, you just don't come back and you sue, sexual assault victims $15 million for loss of wages and merch money and all that other stuff. It's just, if you didn't like him before, I think this is just there's a little cherry on top of the Joey Ryan Sunday.
Apparently, he's losing like $25,000 a month or something. He said, "I'm like, wow, I didn't know he was making that much money." That's.
I mean, if you take, I don't think you can really charge for the book because no one's getting booked at this point. I think that's just mainly due for like merch and whatever other business things he had going.
Absolutely. I was able to hit that big word because I read my encyclopedia. Speaking of encyclopedia, the new WWE encyclopedia is out. My laptop is actually sitting on the current one that came out like 4 years ago. Yeah, so all the stars that have been in WWE between like 2016 to now, they're in there. So, are you gonna buy the new one?
Probably not. I still have the one from like whatever 2 volumes ago. Works perfectly fine. It's just like a nice little yearbook, and if you got some newer people, just make them sign on the inside of the yearbook.
Okay. I might have to. I might have to get the new one. I don't know. We'll see. Yes. All right. Inside of the ring, apparently Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes have left Impact Wrestling. RVD, he can still do majority of his moveset from the 90s. He'll be okay. Katie Forbes, she never really impressed me. She was kind of like a Cardi B, and Cardi B doesn't impress me. So yeah.
Well, hot takes about Cardi B.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Not a big WAP fan.
No, I know the internet's probably going to bury me for that one, but I'm just keeping it real.
I mean, RVD, he's getting up there in age. I don't really see him doing too much. I mean, maybe you bring him in WWE for like one last run. Katie Forbes, especially with the gimmick she has right now, she's not going to be anywhere close to WWE. I don't know exactly what their plans and aspirations are. I know RVD has a lot of stuff in the marijuana business. So, I mean, I think he can be perfectly fine doing that and do some indie bookings now and then. I wouldn't be opposed to an RVD comeback in WWE, but we've seen what Rey Mysterio, what his comeback's like. Don't know if RVD really wants that same thing.
Don't know if he wants that same thing either. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. All right, this day in wrestling, were you there yet? Yeah. Sabu made his ECW debut in 1993. He defeated Taz at NWA Bloodfest. Mick Foley was on Boy Meets World in 1999. Boy Meets World, great show. Go watch it on Disney Plus, ladies and gentlemen. ECW Anarchy Rules 2000. Jerry Lynn won the ECW title. I think he'd be just incredible. Raw on this day in 2007. John Cena defeats Mr. Kennedy. What else do we have here? Mick Foley released his fourth book, Countdown to Lockdown, in 2010. That's an amazing book. I advise all of you to go read it. On this day in 2017, William Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, he bought something called the NWA. Yeah, that happened. Robert Stone, happy birthday, bud. Yeah, don't know how old you are, but I think that's it. Any thoughts about the things that happened on this day? Do you see clearly?
I don't really have too much to talk about. I mean, Billy Corgan buying the NWA. I think when he first bought it, people were like, oh, he's buying the NWA. What exactly can he do with it? And they're not exactly the heights of the NWA back in the day or AEW or anything like that. I mean, maybe you can equate them to TNA or Impact. Sorry. But I think what Billy Corgan has done with the NWA has been phenomenal. Could it be better? Yes, but I think it also could be a lot worse.
That's very true. Didn't even know the NWA was still a thing until the 10 pounds of gold was circulating around. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's mail time.
Yay!
Oh, hey, misstep of the finger. Yes, sir. Sorry, peeps. All right, going on from that. Here we go. Fan mail. Oh my God, all the mail. All right. Dan, what wrestling move would you take from a wrestler? I'd take an RKO. Yeah. Brandon?
So we're saying like a move we would take in terms of like, we're taking the bump. We're like, getting hurt by it.
Yeah. You're taking the move.
Not like I'm stealing it and I'm making it my own and I'm
no.
I'm making millions of dollars off of it.
No. You're getting hit with this maneuver.
Okay. I would like to get hit by John Cena's STF because it's the lightest submission you'll ever see in your life.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it really, though? Is it really?
I mean, there's a lot of light in that chokehold.
Oh, so you wouldn't take, like, 2006 John Cena STF? You wouldn't take that?
No. Not the STFU, the STF.
Oh, okay.
Difference.
Oh, okay. There's a big difference. He also says, what wrestler, male and female, and what tag team would you like to see return to WWE? You gotta look at it. Tag team? Anything pop in your mind, Brandon, while I'm trying to think?
A tag team, that one is kind of harder because, let's be honest, there's not too many marquee tag teams out there to return to WWE. I can think of some other ones to like debut, like the Briscoes or something like that. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but the only one that's really coming to mind right now is Ed Zone Cass.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, hell, they were over. They were over like Rover. They never won the titles. Bring them back. Let them have a run, sure. Male? I don't know. I wanted J-Mo to come back. He did. I'm trying to think.
I'm going for the home run. Give me CM Punk and AJ.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Make him a tag team. I mean, technically, don't they a tag team for like a little bit, so that can count.
Yeah. He digs crazy chicks. Yeah, I'd love to see Punk come back. Absolutely. Female, give me Eva Marie. Give me Eva Marie. I thought she was getting pretty over with the whole not wrestling thing, and hell, I think she would have won the title on SmackDown. I really do. She had a nice little feud with Becky. Bring Eva Marie back. Put the title on her. Why not?
Why the hell not?
Absolutely. All right. Jack of all trades. Dog collar match. How old school is that? Can't wait. It's going to be a slobber knocker, boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Who do you 420?
Who do you?
Oh, Jesus. Mates showed AE to one of my best mates, and now they're back. Hell, they're all in. And they love Darby Allin.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, absolutely. They love Darby Allin. The gloomy, weird aspect of his attire and personality thrives for them, they said. Well, that's great, man. I'm glad your bud's back in the fold. Welcome back to the crew. Alfie Lewis. Aaliyah Mysterio has been a bad girl. Ray can't be happy. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Yes, sir. All right, let me hit the Instagram DMs. In Brightest Day X. No, Mr. X.
Shout out Mr. X. Sorry, I'm trying to see if his Reds are making a miraculous comeback, which not happening right now.
Oh God, no, it's okay. It's okay. Will we see a revamped Retribution after they didn't appear on Raw this week? And if they are, is it too late? Too little, too late to fans the flames of this dumpster to fan the flames of this dumpster fire. Drop it, Mia, Mercedes, save yourselves. That's all I got to say.
They did have a promo, so it's not like they didn't go away. I would like them to ditch the masks. I think the masks are stupid. Now, I wish Dijakovic, EM, and Mercedes Martinez weren't part of this, but I mean, it's a little too late. So, yeah, I would just say ditch the masks, and I think that's kind of the one thing. You can still have their stupid war paint or something or another like that, but you know, the masks maybe even just ditch the dumb names entirely. Just have them be who they were in NXT.
Yeah, like just be Dijakovic. That's a badass name. I'm cool with that. All right, could Dominic become the new Sandman of his affinity for the kendo stick? Just be on the lookout for cigarettes, Budweiser's, and his entrance music change to Enter the Sandman. Why not? Why not? All right, lastly, how crazy will this dog collar match be for the TNT title? It's going to be bloody brilliant, mate. It's going to be bloody brilliant. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Brandon, tell us what Randy Orton did on Monday Night Raw.
Well, Randy Orton. Well, I guess you gotta explain everything. You got at the beginning of the show, you got all the legends who came back from Ghost of Randy Orton's past came out, and then Drew McIntyre came out. They had a nice little promo, a little celebration, just saying, you know, ding dong, the witch is dead kind of thing. And then Drew McIntyre has a open challenge for his WWE title match, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But they had the Legends room where everyone was just playing poker, chilling. And then Randy Orton, Master of Disguise, puts on he's cosplaying as a janitor, walks in there, turns the lights on, puts on some night vision goggles, hits the lights and just beats everyone with a chair, and then walks out like a thief in the night, like nothing happened, even though it was on national television. So the officials knew that Randy Orton was dressed up as a janitor and beat him up, and they knew that someone beat up the Legends, but yet when a 6'3" janitor is just standing there with their backs to them, they don't do anything. They just run right by him. Makes complete total sense to me.
Absolutely. I thought he had like not like an axe, but like a batter, some kind of object like that. Was it a chair?
It was a chair. What are you going to decapitate everybody?
If there was, I thought Nate was going to bleed because
you already had one decapitation on Raw. We don't need more.
There was a decapitation on Raw
in the stands at the Thunderdome because we can't have nice things.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah. Randy Orton told Drew McIntyre he's not done with him until he's the WWE champion. Put it in the cell. Give the title to my boy Randy. Let's run it back for a 14th time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm all for it. All right. We at the King's Court. Jerry the King Lawler. He has the Mysterio family out there. You know, there's Ray. There's his wife Angie. Shout out Angie. There's Dominic. There's Aaliyah. And my fellow Messiah, Seth Rollins, comes up on the screen, and he's exposing some DMs between Aaliyah and Buddy Murphy, and then Seth tells Ray, "Don't worry about it. It's for the greater good." And Aaliyah's like, "He's not like Seth. He's not like Seth." So, what are your thoughts on, first of all, the age thing here with Aaliyah and Buddy Murphy? Alexa Bliss caught flack on Twitter for it, and I'm looking at it like, okay, let's say the rules were reversed. Murphy's 19 and Aaliyah's like 34 or whatever. They'd be like, all right, Tiger, we see you, pimp. So what are your thoughts on all that?
I understand where people are coming from, that there is a large age difference between Murphy and Aaliyah, but they're kind of connecting dots that aren't there quite yet. Like, they're just having a conversation. There's nothing sexual about it or anything of that nature. And also, like, I think you're just kind of stretching it because you're kind of like going the extra mile to like do the research. Like, the story they're telling isn't that Murphy is, this old man, creeping around with this young girl. Shout out Jerry Lawler. But, it's like the story they're telling isn't that story, and you guys are kind of, reaching a bit. Now, is it kind of weird? Absolutely. But I'm not going to go out there and cancel Buddy Murphy or Seth Rollins' Buddy Murphy over it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it and I'm like, I'm 24. I feel like I'm kind of too old for her and all that other stuff. But then again, she's old enough to buy her own house, join the military, vote, all this other stuff. So, it is what it is. It's frowned upon by some people, but they're both adults here. When it gets to that point, when it does get to that point, later on in the show, Murphy is having a match with Dominic. He beats Dominic. Dominic's trying to cane him, and then Aaliyah stops him, and she's like, "He's not like Seth. He's not like Seth." And then Dominic's like, "You know what? I'm doing this for our family, for our legacy." And then Dominic's like, "You know what? Dad was right. You are naive." And then, bam, she slaps her brother. Oh my God.
Yeah, the Mysterio family is falling apart right now, and now Aaliyah is kind of the center point of everything. Now, I don't know exactly if this leads to a match or if this leads to Aaliyah joining up with Murphy. We're just going to have to wait and see. It is, I'm not the biggest fan of the storyline. It is kind of boring, and I'm like, okay, can we get it moving with Dominic and the Mysterio family to something else? We've had this Seth Murphy storyline for feels like 4 or 5 months at this point, but it's something different, I guess.
They admitted that it's gone on far too long. Oh, what are your thoughts on Aaliyah's promo work?
I said this last week. I thought her acting-wise, it was not that bad. I was expecting something a little, I was expecting way worse, and she wasn't that bad. Now, I don't know if, to be honest, I think she's a little better than Dominic when it comes to acting and promo work.
Yeah, I think she's better than most of those hacks in Japan. Yep. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to move on from that. A glorious title defense by the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre. Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, whatever you want to call him, makes his illustrious return. Has a pretty solid match with Drew McIntyre, but all in all, McIntyre, Claymore kick, he defeats Roode. Thoughts?
Well, thank God that Drew McIntyre had this open challenge for the championship because, why was Bobby Roode there in the first place? He just decided to show up and just...
Yeah.
Decided to show up?
Yeah, he was hanging out with Dolph, and heard about the open challenge. You always bring your gear when you're backstage at WWE. Hey, he had an opportunity. Told the guys in the truck to hit his music. I'm sure he had some friends there. Dolph does commentary now. I'm sure he has a little poll now. But all in all, he was unsuccessful.
He was unsuccessful because, let's be honest, what's his name? Robert Roode? Bobby Roode? I forget.
Robert.
It's Robert, because he's a man now. He can't be calling Bobby. Damn it, Bobby. Anyways, we got, the match was fine. Robert Roode, Drew McIntyre, they're not going to light the world on fire. Did we see this match in NXT? I don't remember.
Yeah, they wrestled each other for the NXT title. McIntyre beat him.
See, I knew it was in there somewhere. But overall, I've kind of said it. I'm not the biggest fan of Robert Roode. I think when it comes to in-ring, his character and everything like that, I'm just not the biggest fan. But I said that about Randy Orton, and it feels like every single week I'm complimenting him. Not this week, but more often than not, I'm on Randy Orton's side.
How do you not love Bobby Roode? He was the longest TNA champion in the history of the company.
That was a completely different gimmick.
He was the it factor. You know what? I think we need to bring the it factor back. Let's get the shaved head again. Just give me the it factor back. Bobby, you know, if that vignette for NXT Takeover this Sunday is you, I'll be happy, bro. I'll love it. But if it's Bo Dallas, I'll love it even more. We don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe it's Big E. Who knows?
Oh, hey now. All right. What else happened on Raw? Keith Lee defeats Andrade. I like Keith Lee's new theme song. Unpopular opinion. I like it.
Well, Keith Lee actually wrestled someone besides Randy Orton or Drew McIntyre, so I guess that's a positive. Don't know what this means for Andrade. Maybe I thought he was going to maybe get a little bit of a singles push since maybe Garza is out for a little bit. But no, he loses pretty quickly to Keith Lee, which I'm fine with. Like, if this means Keith Lee is still going to get like a good push and they're not going to mess with them, I'm fine with sacrifices on Andrade because let's be honest, Andrade, he's been on the roster for so long. They haven't utilized him, I think, to his fullest potential. So it's kind of hard to believe that they're going to start doing it now.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that he and Garza were supposed to win the tag team championships, but that did not happen. That's unfortunate. But hey, I mean, it's time to move on to do something else. Hopefully they do something with them, man. Like they do something nice with them. I mean, Zelina's doing her own thing. Garza's out. I don't know, man. Hell, maybe he's going back to NXT. We don't know.
To be honest, I didn't even realize NXT Takeover was this weekend. So I haven't watched NXT. I'm a bad NXT fan.
Boo.
It just creeps up on you.
It really does. Oscar defeats Zelina Vega.
I mean, the match was fine. I mean, it was kind of on par with what we saw at Clash of Champions. Asuka gets another decisive win. This match actually came before the Andrade Lee thing, and then Andrade comes out and like just berates her and says that you're not nothing without me and everything like that. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, does that mean we're gonna get like Vega finding some other person to like feud with Andrade? I don't know, but I think Vega is better in the managerial role than in the wrestling role. But if she is going to wrestle, I think she needs to get more seasoning and gets more character development under her. Because right now it's just like she's the manager who's wrestling right now.
Yeah, I mean, she was fairly decent in TNA when she was Rosita, you know. So I think Thea will. I think she'll be all right. You know, just let her get the ring rust off. She's a great talker. The spot where she does the Hurricanrana during Andrade's matches is always nice. I see big things for her. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. All right, Mandy makes her debut or her return to Monday Night Raw, and she brings Dana Brooke with her. They defeat Lana and I believe Natty. They're going after the tag titles.
You mean Trish Stratus and Dana Brooke defeating
Oh yes,
Lana?
Because it's 2000 all over again. I'm sorry.
I mean, she pretty much was just cosplaying Trish Stratus with that pink gear and the short blonde hair.
She said it was a tribute and an homage. That's fine.
I understand, but when like everyone is comparing you to her, like, because should you really be just straight up copying what she's wearing? Like, if Darby Allin or whatever came out with like Jeff Hardy attire, like that wouldn't be the best thing in the world.
Okay, hold on. She did not choose to cut her hair. Her hair was cut by Sonya Deville. Okay, so that's not her fault. She'd probably already had this pink gear idea in the bag. You know, come on now.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, like, come on, let's not. There's so many other gear choices that you can make, and you just happen to rip off Trish Stratus, the one person who everybody compares you to, pretty much for bad reasons.
Okay, look, if she comes out with like the long pants and the white brassiere or something, then I'll throw the red flags. But until then, I'm kind of okay with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on from WWE to AEW. So, Darby Allin and Ricky Starks, they have a very nice match. Very good. Very, very good. And Darby Allin gets the win.
It was a very good match, and Darby Allin getting the win, I think, was the right choice because Darby has been in those, matches against higher echelon people, and he keeps coming up close and he keeps losing. So I think him over Starks was definitely the right move here because Starks, as much as like he has some potential, I think Darby has a lot more potential as a babyface, and he was maybe losing a little too much, and I think getting him this win in this opening match, in a really good match, was definitely the right move, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I really loved the where Darby's doing the springboard and then Ricky catches him with a spear. I'm like, ooh, that was great. That was decisive. I love that. Love that a lot. So we move on from that to Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the new black haired Cody. I still miss strawberry blonde Cody. Yeah, he has an in ring promo to see if he's going to accept the dog collar match with Brodie Lee. Dawson's interview with him, and Cody says no. When he walks out the ring, he comes back in. He's like, no, as in no regrets. We're gonna do this. I accept. And yeah, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was another good promo by Cody. I did kind of appreciate his like plug but not plug of the new TV show that he's doing. And I mean, if some other people did that, I think a lot of them, and especially like in WWE, I think people would roll their eyes because it was just so
It'd be
so advert. No, oh my god,
it'd be
obvious. I'm just gonna say it's obvious. It would have been
obvious,
too obvious.
obnoxious. One of the
I'm
two.
sorry, I haven't read my WWE encyclopedia.
That's why you have to buy the new one.
I do have to buy the new one. I'm just tripping. But I mean, I thought it was really good. I thought the kind of fake out at the end was a little cheesy. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but I think the intensity that he brought at the very end, I thought it kind of made up for it.
Absolutely. You see, Cody does the screaming promo very well, where it's not I've been here for all this time and I've done this and that. It's not that. He delivers his lines well. And I like that. I like that a lot. Tell us what happened with FTR and SCU.
Well, FTR has their 20-minute Brush with Greatness match where it's a 20-minute time limit. And if it ends up being a time limit draw, the win actually goes to FTR. But this did not go the full 20 minutes. FTR gets the win after some help from Tully Blanchard with the patented suplex hold. The manager holds on to the opponent's foot so he can't kick out tactic. So FTR gets the win.
I love it. I love it. Love Tully with them. I think they're starting to draw the line to FTR and Sean Spears. Sean was seen saying good luck to SCU, so I think it's all going to be in good fun.
Yeah, this whole Brush with Greatness thing is definitely old school, I think. With it being 20 minutes, I think there's going to be a lot more finishes and there are going to be draws, but I think when that draw does happen, there's going to be a lot of heat behind it. And then you can lead that into whenever, a tag title match later on down the line or anything like that. But I think FTR has been doing, really good work. Them and SCU, you knew it was going to be a good match, and they definitely did deliver here.
100%. All right. They announced an 8-man tournament. The finals will take place at Full Gear, and then the winner of that gets a title match against Jonathan Moxley or whoever is the champion at Full Gear. So I'm looking at this. Moxley has his title match in 2 weeks with Archer, if Archer's cleared to go. Who's wrestling him at Full Gear? Is it just the finals are like the first match and then later on in the night you wrestle Moxley? Is that how we're going to do this?
I thought it was like it culminates before Full Gear and then we'll know who the champion is. We'll know who the challenger is at Full Gear.
I think they said the finals are at Full Gear. Let me get your thoughts on that while I look that up.
Well, the punchline for this announcement was that Adam Page was on commentary during the tag team title match, and they announced a few people. They announced Jungle Boy. They announced, I am blanking on the second name, but the third
Ray
name.
Phoenix and Kenny Omega.
Ray Phoenix was the one I couldn't think of, and Kenny Omega. So yeah, the punchline was that Kenny Omega is going to be in this tournament. Page kind of took that by surprise because Hangman is still trying to be with Kenny and trying to, get the tag team titles back, but Kenny is definitely looking at being a singles guy. So there's continuing on with the feud, or not the feud really, but kind of the story between Hangman and Omega. And I think this is going to lead to Hangman getting into the tournament and maybe culminating with both of them in the finals.
Yeah, so it says a huge 8-man tournament, single elimination. The finals will be at Full Gear, where the winner will receive an AEW championship match against, the world champion. So that's cool. I'm a fan of that. I would love to see them like the first match of Full Gear. They beat the holy ish out of each other, and then later on in the night, whoever survives, they get Mox, and I think that'd be dope. Because you guys know I'm a fan of tournaments. I love tournaments. I love them to death. Let's run this like King of the Ring style. Let's have it all on the same night. I'm a fan.
AEW does a lot of tournaments, and I think that they, for the most part, they're well done. I think the tag tournament was really good. The women's tag tournament, I mean, I didn't really see any of it.
That never happened. That never happened.
We didn't really see much of it because it was just on Dark, or I guess it was just his own show on YouTube. But, I mean, overall, I think it will be good, and there will be some good matches coming out of it.
Absolutely. Speaking of good matches, Le Champion, the Demo God, the million viewer man, Chris Jericho defeats Isaiah Cassidy. This is the quickest Jericho has moved in quite some time. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Cassidy, this kind of being his first, big time singles match. I thought he did pretty good. I think with Jericho in there, he's able to kind of ground him and kind of, lead him in the right direction. That's what happened in this match. I thought it was, it wasn't anything spectacular by any means. The typical tag team wrestler ends up losing against Jericho, which makes a lot of sense. But I think in the meantime, Cassidy did impress enough to get a little bit out of this. And it was, a big time match. And I think this is kind of what Jericho's doing at the moment. He's going to wrestle tag teams, do some kind of offshoot stuff. But then every now and then he'll have a singles match, give a little bit of a rub. But he won this match, which I have no problems with. I think they are kind of leading towards something with MJF. Who knows if that's singles, tag? We're just going to have to find out.
Absolutely. Jericho got one Cassidy super over. Will he do it for this one?
I mean, I think one of the Cassidys has a much higher singles upside, which I don't know exactly if that can translate into tag team upside. But, I think Cassidy, with a K, did gain a lot from this match.
Absolutely. A vicious Judas effect in the match also. Yep. All right, Orange Cassidy defeats 10, the half-repper that you have heat with.
Damn half-reppers.
Oh, my God.
Don't like it. Don't like it.
What are your thoughts on this?
It was a quick match by Orange Cassidy, doing a little bit more shtick than we've seen him in the past. Gets the win. It's the Dark Order, so, everyone besides Brodie Lee is going to take the loss. And Anna Jade, I guess, and Colt Cabana. Majority. The ones who have numbers, they're going to take the losses. And,
boom, Colt Cabana. Boom.
So, yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was there. Nothing too spectacular, and Orange gets a win.
All right, then after that, we go to the Inner Circle dressing room where they're enjoying, of course, a little bit of the bubbly. MJF and Wardlow come there. MJF has a box full of presents. Some nice jackets with the Inner Circle logo on them. Gives it to Hager, Jericho, and the Santana and Ortiz. Sammy doesn't get one, and then Jericho's like, I think I know what's going on here. I asked you a question a while back. Do you want to be in the Inner Circle? Then MJF's like, do you want me to be in the Inner Circle? They kind of banter back and forth, which due to the debate that happened the night before, that was playing into that. And then Jericho's like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. So would you say that Jericho would kick Sammy out of the Inner Circle for MJF?
I don't think that's where they're going. I think they are leading into an MJF Chris Jericho feud. And the thing is, I kind of want this to be not like a Chris Jericho babyface turn, but maybe have this be like a heel matchup where Chris Jericho is going to be the more popular guy in the match. So technically, Jericho is the quote-unquote babyface that the crowd wants to win, but he's still a heel. He's still doing heelish things. I think it can be a lot of fun between these two guys.
Do you think MJF could get so under Chris Jericho's skin that he has to bring out the Painmaker?
No, because I think you want to save that. I know it's not like the Demon or any something super, coveted, but I think you want to save that for more serious things than MJF.
I think Maxwell can be very serious, I saw that when I was one of his campaign managers. Yep. All right, Britt Baker, DMD. She is accompanied to the ring by Reba, and she defeats Red Velvet.
This was a match. Britt Baker won, as she should have. Gets herself over by putting on the lockjaw with a glove on, because, safety protocols and stuff like that. But, Britt Baker's back. I don't know what happened to Big Swole. Big Swole's the one who won the match, but yet we haven't seen her since All Out.
Well, her husband joined the Hurt Business, so she doesn't have to really earn the paycheck anymore. She can kind of sit back for a couple weeks.
Makes sense.
Botched curb stomp on Baker's part to Red Velvet.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, it happened. All right, Eddie Kingston picks John Moxley's opponent. It's the Butcher. Moxley comes out there swinging a bat with like barbed wire on it or whatever. All in all, Moxley defeats the Butcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Butcher has been protected enough that it had a little bit of gravitas to it. And, it's a bigger guy for Moxley to beat. It's, kind of a mini boss before he gets to Lance Archer. So, I enjoyed it. It was different. It's going to be, very hard hitting and kind of, bowling shoe ugly, as one Jim Ross might say. And that's kind of what it was, but I liked it for what it was.
Absolutely. Next week, we have the FTW title on the line. Brian Cage defends against Big Will Hobbs. This is kind of a run back from APW 2018. We out here.
Yeah, these guys have history. If they've had the match once before, I think they could definitely showcase that. And, we wanted Will Hobbs to be in that main event tag match last week. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But I think this could be maybe even a better spotlight for him because he's going to be in a singles match. I don't expect him to win. I think Brian Cage will get the win. But maybe they go 10, 12 minutes. Hobbs puts up a fight, makes a fiery comeback. But in the end, Cage retains.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. All right, before we go to NXT Takeover predictions, we're going to take a commercial break and hear from Brandon of the curveballs and the chair shots.
What's up, everyone? It's Brandon. If you love sports and wrestling like I do, then check out my other podcast, Curveballs and Chair Shots. Every Friday, me and my illustrious co-host Dominic Hobson talk the biggest news from the MLB, NFL, NBA, and so much more. We also cover some things we don't talk about here on the Bulletcast, including a weekly NXT recap. You can listen to Curveballs and Chair Shots wherever you get your podcast. Just simply search Curveballs and Chair Shots. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. Yay! So here we go. It's on the line. Brandon, I want you to bring your A game. Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's Championship.
Okay, so we got 5 matches on the docket. Let's see if I can hold this title for more than a week, because your boy is the Sasha Banks of this podcast. So, starting off with the women's match. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun. I think last time we've seen Candice and Io have a match, it was fantastic. I will go with Io to retain. Tegan Nox is out there somewhere. Don't know exactly what's going on with her. They've been teasing something with her and Candice. But I will go with Io to retain in a very fun, very good match.
Yes. I have Io as well. We're going to move on to the Kushida versus Velveteen Dream match. I never bet against the Dream, so I'm picking him for this. Yes, sir.
This one's a little interesting. We haven't seen the Dream too much. He came back. He was in the, the Gauntlet title match situation a few weeks ago. Kushida comes out. This is where I'm going to lose it. I'm going to go with Kushida. No real reason behind it, but I wonder if they're going to try to get a little bit out of Kushida, whether that be in the cruiserweight division, maybe even have him in the upper, in the men's singles division, North American division. So I'm going to go with Kushida because I think he has a lot of potential and he's not being utilized as much. So I'm going to go with Kushida. Why the hell not? And this is how I lose.
You never know, man. You never know. Those wild card picks can get you an opportunity. All right, Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. I'm going with the champion. I'm going with Damian Priest. It doesn't hurt Gargano to lose to Damian. It kind of helps Damian even more become a credible champion when he beats Johnny Takeover.
Now, if this match was in front of crowds, I think this would be very hard for Gargano to get heat on him because he is so small going up against a much bigger Damian Priest. I think that will help the atmosphere because there's no fans, so Gargano can be much more heelish, and you're not going to have to fight the backlash of the crowd. I will go with Damian Priest. Again, Damian Priest hasn't really impressed me too much as North American champion, but I think you're going to want to hold on to it, especially since we've had a lot of short title reigns at the moment, so I don't think you want to have another one in NXT. So I'll go with Damian Priest. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm picking Kushida, because maybe Kushida can go up and face Priest for that title later on.
There you go. All right, is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. I'm going with Swerve.
I'm going to go with Escobar. They've told a story that Swerve is kind of one of the only guys to really get the upper hand on Escobar. They use the loaded luchador mask last time they faced off. Maybe that comes into play as well. But I think they've really been building up Legado del Fantasma, and I think they'll win the tag team titles eventually. So I think Escobar is going to hold on to the Cruiserweight Championship so they can all be title holders.
Okay, all right. Last up, it is the NXT Championship. Finn Balor, the Prince, is going up against Kyle O'Reilly. Balor retains in my eyes.
Now I'm very excited for this match. I've been singing the praises for Kyle O'Reilly for such a long time that I feel as though he can be a single star. Now, what does that mean for the Undisputed Era? Does Kyle O'Reilly maybe win and then Adam Cole gets a little jelly? It's a possibility. But I will go with Finn Balor to get the win in a very, very good match. I think the women's match, the cruiserweight match, if given time, and the main event will all deliver and be a very, very good match. So maybe this could be, maybe not on paper, the best, strongest show, but I think this takeover will be very good.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's run it back. We both have Io, I have Dream, you have Kushida, we both have Priest, I have Swerve, you have Escobar, and we both have Finn Balor. I don't know if anybody's going to join us for these predictions, so Brandon, it could be just you and I one-on-one.
It could be, and then we're going to tie, and then I win. Woo!
Wow. Superstar Spotlight, who do we got? I'm going to give it to Aaliyah. I like her promo work, I like her acting, she's doing good stuff. It's all for the greater good.
No one's really stood out to me this week. I could go the New Japan route as well. A little behind on the G1, but I will go with Cody. I thought he had a good match. Not a good match. I thought he had a good promo, and I'm really excited to see what that dog collar match is because we've seen similar matches in WWE, whether it be a dog collar or a Texas Bull Rope match. I wonder what kind of, I think it's going to be more hard-hitting, a little bit more extreme in AEW than in WWE.
Will it be like the Samoan strap match that Umaga and CM Punk had?
You mean Cena?
No.
Was it CM Punk or Cena? I don't know.
CM Punk.
I don't remember.
Extreme Rules 2009.
That's when I was not a fan.
Wrestling historian, guys. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's
my blind spot.
Wow.
Late 08 to 2010. That's my blind spot.
08 had some of the best work, man. But we're going to move on to our promo pick of the week.
Well, I got Eddie Kingston. We got from Progress, Chapter 103. This happened, I believe, earlier this year. If you look it up on the YouTube, it is Eddie Kingston. I'm tired of making stars. Now, I will be honest with you. I did not know too much about Eddie Kingston before he joined AEW. And in this promo, he interrupts a post-match little hug fest that maybe we see a little too much of in wrestling these days. Eddie Kingston comes out, beats down both of the boys, and he just basically comes out and says he's tired of making stars. He called out LAX, says he's owed them 10. They're owing him 10% because they're making millions. Well, he's not making anything. Calls out, WWE, AEW. So kind of now looking back, it is kind of funny because he is now in AEW and he's saying he's going to take over the locker room. So as someone who didn't know too much about Eddie Kingston until a few months ago, looking more into it, looking at some of his indie stuff, it's definitely, and this is a lot more X-rated. He curses and says, he says some bad words. So hide the kids, hide your wives. Not a safe for work promo, I would say.
No, it was not my virgin ears. Oh God. I kind of agree with Eddie Kingston. I'm tired of making stars too. I made the other guy. He left the show. I made people at my job. They didn't treat me like I was a tribal chief, so I had to bounce. All in all, I thought this was nice progress. Chapter 103. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yes, sir. All right. Close match pick of the week. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. April 3rd, 2005, one of the best matches that I've ever seen. I mean, just the showmanship. Kurt Angle said, behind the scenes before the match, Shawn was like, "I'm not afraid of you," and they just went out there. They had a classic, man. I mean, the selling of Shawn, the short distance but precise super kick that almost won the match. Kurt rising from the dead, locking on that ankle lock, and Shawn tapping out. It was all great.
This is one of many Shawn Michaels show-stealing matches. It's not, not one of the marquee matches from WrestleMania 21, not a title match by any means, but they come out technical classic. Kurt Angle does what he does. Shawn Michaels does what he does. And I've seen this match a bunch, and it definitely holds up to this day. And if you haven't watched it, I definitely would recommend you to, because this is arguably I think Kurt Angle has said that this is his favorite match and the best match that, he's ever had. So I wouldn't disagree with him. This match is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, and, because in this match we got Sexy Kurt. He'll make your ankle hurt.
Fantastic. Everyone remembers that.
Yeah, how could you forget? It was great. It was absolutely great. It's phenomenal.
Shout out to Sensational Sherry. R.I.P.
R.I.P. One of the best. One of the best, hands down. All right, follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast, email is bulletcast2, and then the number 2, sweetswet@gmail.com, 99.9 FM KW, and watch it every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon, are all over the damn place. Catch me on In the Click. I'm there. The smoke detector's there.
But I'm not there. That damn smoke detector. I'm going to come over to your house and smash it with a sledgehammer.
Then you're going to get
pissing me off.
Then you're going to get picks with the new Bulletcast title?
Maybe. That's if I'm champion by, I guess I got to come over on Friday because we all know by Saturday I ain't going to have it.
Yeah, it's actually on Sunday. So, you give yourself a couple days, a couple hours. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is going to do it for us. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone Messiah.
You'll know your death is one.